Hello, and welcome to the fourth annual Wrestlefania Live. For 4 years, I've been doing this with my cousins, Brandon and Joseph. Today, I have my wife ignoring me over there, I have my dog ignoring me over here, and Brandon and Joseph are not with me today. Nope, they're not with me because they're at MetLife Stadium. They're there because they don't want to be here with me. But you see, here's the interesting thing. I opened up a loop. So here's the interesting thing. I'm going to try to get them via satellite here today to talk a little bit about what they're doing today, what they're doing right now, and what they're doing tonight. All I got was a text of a beer on the hood of a car. So it tells me that they're lubing up quickly before heading in for the 14 and a half hour show, somewhere between 14 and 15 hours. I don't know. All I know is I'm packing breakfast with me when I go to my brother's to watch Wrestlemania. Oh, look, I got a new Ciampa shirt. I'll be representing him today, even though he's nowhere to be seen, except he was on NXT. Let's talk about NXT a little bit while I'm waiting to see if Drunk Brandon connects to our broadcast. That was a fantastic evening. Now, I remember hearing a podcast talk about the great card that was to be, and they did not let us down. NXT never lets us down. Let's go through each match while I have time, because all I got is time. See, after this, what I'm going to do is grill up some steak, grill up a baked potato, and grill up some vegetables. And then I'm going to eat it. Then I'm going to scram, go watch some WrestleMania. You know, I'm going to miss maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the pre-show, but it'll be on, whatever. This is really going well, one person by himself. And I'm sure if there's anyone watching right now, hi, Gary, how are you? My guess? So, let's see, how many viewers do we have so far? Oh, I see. Even Gary's not here. Thanks for nothing, buddy. All right, shouldn't you be pulling pork right now? Or whatever? That's what Brandon does. So, every year I say WrestleFania Live, we go from 4 p.m. to 5 because it rhymes. This year I thought, I'm alone. I don't have an hour's worth of stuff to talk about. So whatever happens, happens. There were two, I don't want to see those. I don't want to see that. There were two pre-show matches that weren't televised, three pre-show matches that weren't televised on NXT TakeOver. Who cares about that? Let's talk about the tag team match. War Raiders versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. It only made sense for War Raiders to go over and win that. A couple weeks ago, Joseph, cousin, he's out there somewhere, and again, I don't know where you are, Brandon, but I have emailed you, and I have texted you. And where the F are you? I don't want to swear in front of my wife. Where the F are you? The War Raiders. War. You might have to log in with my work emails. Oh, my goodness gracious. Hold on. He says, I might have to log in with my work email. Any repercussions I should know about? Probably not. Why don't you just log in with your regular email? You know, one thing excuse me, it work doesn't track what's online. Hi, live. Don't worry about it. That's just some woman walking by. One thing you forget about Brandon is, and if you're a loyal listener of this show, you'll know, but he is what we describe as stupid. Like I think it's like it's a mix between not smart and very stupid. And the fact that he has to can't log in with his own personal account tells me that A, he doesn't care enough about you to have prepared for today, and B, he's a dum-dum. So let's be honest. Look at this. I'm drinking a beer. It makes me connect with the audience to make them think, the audience, like there's anyone fucking there, make them think that, I'm a grown-up. So the tag match. A couple weeks ago, young Joseph and I went to go see Chaotic Wrestling in Haverhill, Massachusetts. And the special guest was supposed to be Tommaso Ciampa. But of course, with his neck surgery, he was pulled from all events. But we did get a wonderful, wonderful man to fill in. That would be Hanson, who I've known as Warbeard Hanson. He came in, he talked a little bit about Chaotic, and had his tag team belt, and did a cartwheel. Later on, he came back and beat up a guy that was mouthing off. So it was a good overall fun time to see him there. And he did a meet and greet. I did not pay extra for the meet and greet purely because I'm cheap and I'm not going to spend that money. But he has a fan here, so I was rooting for him to win, and I also picked them to win. I thought they made sense, and of course they did go over. And like, is it tough to say? Oh, what a great NXT match! They've all been so great. They've all been amazing. These takeovers. Every match, you're like, oh, how can they top themselves? And every takeover, how can they top themselves? But they do. They have, and I assume they will continue to. War Raiders did win, and it was a cool thing because it gave War Raiders a chance to win have a big match and win. It also gave Aleister Black and Ricochet kind of a swan song to say goodbye, and it looked like Ricochet was actually emotional. I don't know if that's character or what, but I thought that was a really cool match. One moment, please. I've been marinating steak in Italian dressing for, I'm going to say, 8 hours or so. So I'm pretty jacked about that. It says I have one viewer, and I believe that one viewer is me. But I have it pulled up here so I can actually see the chat. This is a hard thing to do because it's not live on my screen. But whatever. Listen to this. The next match. Velveteen Dream, who I've said it time and time again, I can't believe how much I love this guy. Like when he came in, when he was, on Tough Enough, you saw this guy had talent, but he seemed immature and he was a little cocky in a way that I didn't like. And then you see that he's given an opportunity to be in the WWE, and it's amazing what this guy has done with this. How do I see chat without seeing old video? I will never figure it out. Oh, we got a message from Brandon. Cannot join Hangouts without Wi-Fi. You suck. All right. Well, it looks like Brandon doesn't care about us. I'm going to post a live video right now. Just one more clip to let people know that we are out there. But it looks like you just have me today because Brandon doesn't care about you. He doesn't care enough about you. He doesn't care enough about you and you. Gary, you voted for him, and he really doesn't care. So it looks like it's just me. I'm going to type right now. WrestleBrand doesn't care about you, the listener, you, the viewer. He is using a Wi-Fi excuse as to why he is not joining me live. I think the I am dumb excuse. I think he is dumb. He'll turn that around on me. He is dumb excuse is more believable. Mania Live with a link to the live thing, because why the hell not? So, where were we? All right. We were completely disrespected by Brandon. Like, it's shaken me to the core. I had this dream in my head that he would be not only with us, but we'd see cool things of him in the parking lot. Joe would be talking. We'd get a bunch of fans dressed up. We would also get him going into the stadium, maybe seeing where his seats are. He has done none of that, and now he's left me in a lurch. He cares more about going to WrestleMania with his brother and having a bonding experience with his big brother than he does going on to a live video stream that nobody watches with me on my couch. That is the absolute epitome of selfishness, and it's shaking me to the core. So screw him. We're going to keep going. I can't see the chat. I don't care. Nobody's here. Who gives a shit? This will be for history's sake. I can always look back on this and show my niece and nephew. See this? Remember this that day that I came and watched wrestling with you? Yes, your uncle is that sad. Okay. Velveteen Dream and Matt Riddle. I predicted this one correctly too. Dream obviously had to win. He's building himself up as a champion, and he's ridiculous. He came out as the Statue of Liberty, ridiculous. He does just everything he does is ridiculous and entertaining and fun as hell. And I can't believe how much I enjoy him. And he barely had he didn't really have to tweak his character at all from going from bad guy to good guy. All he had to do was kind of choose who he went up against. And if he went up against people you didn't like even the Matt Riddle match, Matt Riddle's not a bad guy, but the way they went at each other, you kind of rooted for both of them. And at the end, they gave each other a fist bump, so you could see they're both good guys. Blah 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 blah. Oh my goodness. Anyway, the highlight of that match for me was when Velveteen was on the outside, Riddle was on the inside. And Riddle's up on the first rope or second rope, bare feet, and he suplexes him over his head, flips him over. That was remarkable. I give 2 ring taps to that. Am I really going to go every single match in WrestleMania? You know what? I've done that already. Obviously, you, the non-viewer, are also you, the non-subscriber. We have just as many people subscribed to this as we do to the podcast. Hi, Gary. Gary, I hope your pork is properly pulled and your barbecue sauce is ready. I hope you have coleslaw with it, because coleslaw is a must with pulled pork. And I hope Brandon is watching this right now live from the hood of his car. And I kind of hope that he rolls his ankle when he goes in and Joe leaves him behind or gives his ticket to some homeless fella and they have the time of their lives. Walter versus Pete Dunne. This was a match that I was like, okay, it's happening. It's good. I know everyone loves this, but blah, 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 blah. Oh, ooh, and I felt like it built and built and built and got better and better. And by the end, I was like fully engrossed. I predicted Walter to win. I thought that was the one where in fact, I thought that, well, I'll get there. But I thought Walter would win. I think Pete, maybe it's time to show up in another show. But I don't know. NXT UK is kind of its own thing. So it's a weird thing where do we want him on another show or do we want him to be anchoring UK? I keep looking in the wrong camera. There we are. Hi, how are you? Who are you? You're nobody because nobody's watching. This is like, I feel like at any moment, like papers will come this way and I'm going to look and it's going to say, your wife would like to file for divorce. Just from her looking at me, just from me doing this right now is grounds enough for her to want to just say, what have I done with my life? I love you, honey. Smile. Oh, beautiful. Mwah, manja. That was the wrong word. Fantastic match, and hopefully Pete Dunne shows up in Raw. And Walter, he's your champ now. He's just he's a big dude, but he can move, and he's kind of like beef. He's a big beef, He's a big side of beef. The women's match. This was the one match that actually no, this is not the one match. This is the first match I got wrong that night. So I was 3 for 3 opening, and then I went 0 for 2. I thought that Shayna was going to drop the belt. So it was me, basically like pick one of the three who wins it. And I picked Bianca Belair, and I was incorrect. Now, I also fell asleep during this match. I kind of doze off. Usually I fall asleep, and then all of a sudden my wife wakes up and she's like, "You're asleep." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm watching it. Come on, leave me alone. I just finished it. I just rested my eyes." And that's what happened with this. Like, I was watching the match, and I remember none of it. I think I literally fell asleep that match because I woke up, and they were getting ready for Cole and Gargano. I had to rewind it to see that Shayna retained, and I was incorrect. So I don't know what that means. It means that Shayna's still anchoring the NXT women's division, I suppose. And then the final match. Oh, boy. That was real. That was just organic. Final match, Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. What can I say? I picked Cole. I was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong for the story-wise. And again, blows your mind. Like you're going, oh, you're just like, you're freaking out. Yeah, I was too loud. When you're too loud, that for a match, for wrestling, not for like, actual sports, but for wrestling, when you get too loud, when you're like reacting, that they're doing something right. And that's what happened with me. And that, can you hear the birds tweeting? Beautiful. Well, did I get another text from so-called co-host Brandon? He said, "Ha, I just realized." And I said, "You suck." He says, "I just realized." I realized you sucked years ago. Shit. Okay, so. Wow, do we have people actually watching, or is it just me? Anyway. If you're here, I want to thank you for being here, because I don't see how I just advertised it today for the first time. I only have so many followers to begin with. And this is something I do for the sake of saying I do it. Next year I'll probably do it again, and I'll have just as many viewers, but it won't be in New York, so maybe I'll actually get that Mr. Jerkface Brandon to show up. And Joey, you're always welcome. What I love is, forever, there's 3 brothers in that family. I will dump on Brandon and the middle brother Matthew till the ends of time. But Joey's untouchable. You're untouchable, Joe. Ooh. So that was that night. Last night, Hall of Fame. I was all excited. I saw at 7 o'clock it starts. There is a pre-show. I said, okay, I'm going to tune in at 8 o'clock. I'll miss the pre-show. No big deal. Tuned in at 8 o'clock. And I realized, I missed the first friggin' hour. Why do I keep looking over here? I'm looking, maybe if I actually make the camera full screen. Oh, there we go. I missed the whole first hour. So I said, you know what? It's the Hall of Fame. I don't care I don't have to live tweet it. I don't have to watch it live. I rewound it and caught up for the most part. So I saw the Honky Tonk Man, and I tweeted about that, good for Tori Wilson, but I don't care. Sorry. I feel like I almost missed that entire Tori Wilson time. I wasn't really watching then. So I fast forwarded through that. And then someone said, well, wait till you see the guy jump Bret. I was like, what? And by that time, I already saw on Twitter that some nut job in one of those corny, like Jamaican dreadlock hats, for some reason, rushed the stage. Look, anyone there's nobody watching. Let's say you happen to accidentally stumble upon this and you're watching this. You've obviously seen the Bret Hart story now. It's all over the real news. So, dude rushes the stage, tackles Bret Hart. The screen went black, but enough people had cell phone footage that you saw this guy. Not only does he tackle a man who, look, you want to say wrestling is, pre-scripted or fake fighting, whatever. These guys are still big, muscly jocks. And this guy rushes the stage. Okay, that's an old guy. But all of a sudden, just a swarm of wrestlers, giant blocks of beef rush the stage. You see one guy just swinging down on him. I saw a Big E in there. I saw friggin' what's his name? I can't even remember, the 3MB guy with the red hair. What's wrong with me? I see him in there. I think I saw all of New Day in there, and like swinging at this guy, dragging this guy out. And then they showed another clip of I think it was Dash Wilder. So they're bringing it out, and you see Dash Wilder just swinging, just line up and fucking nail this guy. The more the merrier, I thought. Beat the shit out of this guy. This guy ended up arrested. Then Bret Hart gets up and continues with his speech. Rhino and I can't remember his name. I cannot remember. You know, when the tag team champs have Rhino and I got kids. Sometimes there's like a blank spot in my head where I can see everything about this guy and I can't think of his name. You know, we had 3MB was Jinder Mahal. It was, you know, the other two guys. I'm literally baffled right now that I can't think. I want to say Seth, but it's not Seth. But it's Heath. Heath something or other. I want to say, well, I don't want to say the Joker because that's Heath Ledger. There's many, many things wrong with me, and one of them is recalling names. So anyway, they rush the stage to beat the shit out of this guy. Heath Slater, bam, and I can't oh, I just woke my dog. Yeah, it's okay, buddy. And Drew McAvoy. Now that's a Bruin. What is wrong with me? The Scottish guy, Drew. I want to say Galloway, but that's his name outside. Who cares? I'm really losing my cred. So they continue on with the night, and I did not finish. I was actually watching DX come in, and the DX stuff was actually pretty good. They said Vince's name they weren't supposed to. The highlight of that so far was Billy Gunn's like, "Hey, you can't fire me," and the people started chanting AEW, and you can see Billy's like, "No, don't worry about that." And then Triple H says, "Oh, Vince will just buy that half-ass company and fire you just to fire you," which I thought was awesome. Like, would call him corny ass or joke, whatever. Whatever he said, it was great. It's a sand dollar. It just leads me to tonight. Tonight. 5 o'clock, the show starts. 6 o'clock is when I head down to my brother's house. So the first hour of the pre-show will be on here while I'm grilling. I'll probably be done grilling by then, because let's be honest, I'm only going till 4:30 today. There are, I believe, somewhere between 5 and 63 matches tonight, which is why it starts at 7. The pre-show is 2 hours, and I mean, my God, they have 16 matches listed. Shall we just go through them really quickly? I'll just tell you what I think is going to happen. Surprisingly, I think Tony Nese is going to beat Buddy Murphy because they're in New York. They're going to do something crazy there. I'm going to say that I feel like Braun Strowman is going to win the Battle Royal, or one of the Saturday Night Live guys are going to win by eliminating the other one or some stupidness. I don't care. But what I do want to say is I watched SNL last night. It was a live show. And those two turds didn't say one thing about being on at WrestleMania tomorrow. They didn't plug it. They didn't say anything. I'm surprised that, being an NBC company, that no wrestlers were there to do some kind of joke little promotion. I was surprised by that. But, those guys are, those guys have made me chuckle, but I don't find them all that funny. And I don't care all that much about this. So who cares? I'll say Braun. The other pre-show matches, is the Women's Battle Royal. And everyone thinks Asuka's going to win. That's why I'm going to pick Mandy Rose, because everyone will boo that. That'll make me happy. We got the Revival versus Curt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. How is that not a pre-show match? I mean, no offense to the Revival, but Jesus Christ, Curt Hawkins is going to be on the main card. Does he get his first win in 3 years? No, he does not. The Revival shall retain, and Revival there. I'm going to stop that because that anecdote didn't work. We also have a tag match on the SmackDown side with the Usos, Ricochet and Black, The Bar, and Shinsuke and Rusev. Now, the reason I thought Ricochet and Black weren't going to win on Saturday on Friday night, just because they are going to win tonight. New tag champs. Book it. Stick it up your butt and smoke it. That's not the right one, but I'm sitting really awkward and my back hurts. So I'm gonna stretch out a little bit. Oh yeah. Hi. Get me a refill. Just kidding. Never gonna happen. Okay. We're gonna just keep doing tag matches. Boston Hug Connection. You know what? I feel like the Boston Hug Connection probably will retain, but I also have a feeling the Iconics might win because people will hate that. And, it'll make for interesting television because they're good and annoying at being good and good at being annoying, I think is what I meant. Drew McIntyre. See? I read it on the screen. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. That's still listed that way. Now, Rey was supposed to be battling an ankle injury. I haven't heard anything. I did see him last night at the Hall of Fame. I saw it this morning, but he was there. So I assume the match is on. Roman Reigns versus Drew. There's no way Roman doesn't win this. Roman. Samoa Joe is going to win and continue being champion. Bobby Lashley is going to lose to the Demon Finn Balor. Oh, it's the Demon Finn Balor with the stupid carny sticking his tongue out. That was dumb. But the entrance should be pretty awesome. Shane versus The Miz. I think Shane's going to. I think usually are they going to continue this story on SmackDown? The answer is yes. And Shane is going to, I don't know. For the honor of his father. I don't remember who I picked. I'll pick The Miz. Miz. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. I don't even want to pick this match because I still don't think it's going to happen. Last night at the Hall of Fame, when they gave the Warrior Award to that woman who worked with WWE forever, Cena came out and spoke a little bit, and the crowd started chanting for Cena. Cena sucks. Cena rules. And they started yelling, save Kurt Angle, save Kurt Angle. And as much as I enjoy that, I also wanted to be like, shut up. This is not that time. Let this woman have her moment. But then I realized wrestling fans. Need I say more? They're not always the most smartest of the people. And I'm one of them. I'm one of the people that wouldn't have been chanting during that. Because I like to think of myself as better than you. And I'm better than them. Better than you. Some of you. Better than Brandon, obviously. But he's the real heel. He's such a heel that he's not even here. Piece of shit. What did I say? Kurt Angle's going to win. Right? No, John Cena's going to come in and put Angle out on his back. That's how it has to be, Angle. You go out on your back. That's what they say. Triple H versus Batista. Oh, did I say Finn Balor's going to win? He's going to be the IC champion. Yeah. Finn Balor versus, what was I? Triple H versus Batista in the, kind of care match. Triple H's entrances are always fun. Batista should come out dressed as Drax. Triple H must retire from in-ring competition. I somehow think Batista's going to win, right? I mean, we're not even neither one's a bad guy, quote unquote. They're both of them have been friendly to the fans. Triple H has been the bad guy, so maybe we're rooting against him. I don't know. So many matches. Am I still going? Have I touched them all? I'm not even going to make that joke. Shane, Miz, Angle, Corbin, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Just a match. Nothing else, just a match. But I'm going to pick Randy to win this. They've made it fun. They've made the story make sense. I've enjoyed it. Actually, some of the best stuff I think I've seen Randy do as far as talking. So I like it. I love AJ, but I'm picking Randy to win this match. Stretching the old back again. And I think the rest are just the championship matches. So let's go through those really quick. Kofi Mania, right? Kofi Mania. Oh, we're going a little over. I was going to stop at 4:30, but Kofi Mania is going to be running wild. I don't think the New Day are going to turn on him tonight, but it would be interesting to see that finally happen. But I'd also be fine with it never happening and just being them kind of breaking the mold of always just being there for each other. Cool. Daniel Bryan is going to lose this. Kofi is going to win this, and he will be presented with the old classic black and gold belt. Brock Lesnar for Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship match, and it's almost like I don't care that much about this match because I don't really care this much about it. Hopefully they'll make me care about it. Storyline-wise, it's the same old thing. Someone's going up against Brock. I'd love to see Seth win, so I'm going to pick Seth to win. Why not? And finally, so am I going to have all three championships, major championships, moving? Ronda versus Charlotte, or all four championships, because Ronda's the Raw champion, Charlotte's the SmackDown champion, and Becky Lynch is the People's champion. She's the man, and WrestleMania is going to be headlined by a women's match for the first time ever in 35 friggin' years. At the end, she will be raising both belts, and we shall see what that means for all of you. But I want to say, enjoy the show. I'm going to go turn the grill on now. I want to thank everybody for listening. Oh my God, Gary. Okay, wait. Duh, I didn't see any of your chats until now. I forgive anything I've ever said bad about you, and if you didn't hear it, I didn't say anything. Now, let's look. Okay, Gary. Hey, bud. I got coleslaw, baked beans, potato salad. We're rocking for tonight. Awesome. LOL, dude. LOL, you sure did. I freaking missed all this. Adam Cole is not our NXT champ. See, Gary is like our #1 listener for the podcast, and he hates Adam Cole. I don't know why, but I love it. And I love sending pictures of him, Adam Cole, and saying, who's going to win. And I love him shitting on it. It's great. Yes. No, I'm not drunk. This is literally one beer. This is how I just get goofy on the idea of talking like a douche. I look like a bushwhacker. This is all. I'm reading all his text at once. Thank you very much, Gary, for listening and for watching. See, he listens, he watches. Here's our #1 fan. In fact, I could just sit here and drink quietly, and Gary will stay. Watch. Oh, look, he's still here. See? Boom. Yeah, you know what? I'm done. 4:30, time to fire up the grill, get those steak tips rolling. And thank you guys for listening. Listen, I usually tweet these things live, but when I'm watching a show with someone else, I might not be able to do it. But you can follow me on Twitter at WrestleWatcher. Gary, for being here, follow him on Twitter at FarmTile38. Brandon, for not testing his effing phone. That's right. My hat was crooked. I did that on purpose, Gary. I did that because I wanted to look cool. I went to college with the guy, and he's like, yeah, this looks fine. But if you just do a slight little turn like that, it looks cooler. So I thought, you're right. I want to look cooler. You can follow Brandon into the depths of hell, because that's where he belongs, at WrestleBrand. Joe, who you should be following, instead, if you could unfollow Brandon, take your follow and go to Joe. He's at NHPunk. And I'm going to be tweeting. I'm going to try to be tweeting. I might just take my laptop down, because after my nephew falls asleep, my brother's probably going to fall asleep, and I'm going to be alone. So I might as well bring my little laptop with me. That's me doing my this is what happens when I drink a whole beer almost. So thank you, Gary. And I'm assuming, Gary, you have your entire family standing around the television. Hello, family. Thank you for listening. I'm going to go now. Wrestlefania Live is as successful as I thought it would be. I want to get my dog on camera. Why not? Hey, buddy, come here. Want to go on camera? Look at this. That's my boy. My beagle. Hey, he's an old boy. Old boy. He watches Raw with me. He watches the SmackDown with me. Oh, NXT and what? Okay, buddy. So we are done here. This is my real calls. This guy's taking over for Brandon. What? You're taking over for Brandon because Brandon sucks, right? Brandon sucks.
Brandon's awful. Oh, what a cousin. He's a piece of shit. Brandon is a piece of shit. Brandon's a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Huh? He's a shithead. We hate Brandon. Clap, 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 clap.
Okay. I am out of here. Gary, I am a lightweight. Now the grill's getting turned on, and the grilling's going to start. Enjoy Wrestlemania, everybody. And in the words of a piece of shit, peace. Now I got to figure out how to turn this off because I don't know how to do it. So I'm going to try to turn this off, even though it's still going. Oh, now I know what to do. Actually go to the live video. And I say, peace and love, peace and love. Say goodbye, Clay. Say,
Goodbye, Clay. I'm out of here. Oh, all of a sudden I kind of sound like I got a frog in my throat. Hello.
oh, my precious boy. Oh, oh. Enjoy Wrestlemania. Screw Brandon. Thank you, Gary. Goodbye.